Hello student, myself Nimesh Prabhakar. Welcome to Antenna and Propagation lecture series. In my previous lecture, I have started new chapter number 8, reflector antenna. And in that chapter, we have discussed the most important two types of the reflector antenna. First one is the plane reflector, and then we discuss about the corner reflector. Now we continue reflector antenna, and in this lecture we discuss first about the parabolic reflector, then we discuss about the paraboloid, then we discuss about the type of paraboloid, and last we discuss about the feed system of paraboloid reflector, disadvantage of parabolic reflector, and we calculate one example of the parabolic reflector antenna. Now we start with the parabolic reflector. So here first we discuss about the principle of parabolic reflector. In which principle the parabolic reflector antenna is work, we discuss first one here. When the point source is kept at the focus or the focal point of a parabola, the radiations striking the parabolic reflector are reflect parallel to the axis of the parabola, irrespective of the angle at which the radiation strike the reflector. So, on the basis of this principle, the parabolic reflector antenna is work. Now, in a practical application, a three-dimensional structure of the parabolic reflector is used. The three-dimensional structure of parabolic reflector can be obtained by using the parabola around its axis, and it is called the paraboloid. Here we can see this is the figure of the paraboloid antenna, and this is the radiation pattern of the paraboloid antenna. The paraboloid is shown in the figure. The radiation pattern of the paraboloid is as shown in this figure. So here the maximum radiation is in this direction, like we can see in the right hand side, and the major lobe and also the minor lobe is produced in the practical application. So this is the paraboloid antenna and the radiation pattern of this paraboloid antenna. Now we discuss about the gain of the paraboloid antenna. Now we consider that the power gain of the paraboloid with the circular mount of the aperture with respect to half wave dipole is given by Gp is equals to 4 pi A0 upon lambda square. And here in this equation, this A0 is indicate the captured area which is less than the actual area A of the mount, and it's given by A0 is equals to K into A, where here the K is indicate a constant and it is the 0.65 for dipole. So according to antenna it is 10, but generally for the dipole the value of the K is 0.65. Hence the power gain is given by Gp is equals to 4 pi Ka upon lambda square. So we have the value for the K is at 0.65. So we get this equation 4 pi 0.65 A0 upon lambda square. Now the actual area of circular aperture with the diameter d is given by, we know that the A is equals to pi d by 2 square. So we can, in the simple form, we can write as a pi d square by 4. Hence the power gain is given by Gp is equals to pi square 0.65 into d square upon lambda square. So we can write this equation as 6 into d by lambda square. So we get the equation for the gain of the parabola. Now we consider the lambda is equal to 0.02 meter and the diameter is the 1 meter. D is equals to 1. So we can write this equation as Gp is equals to 6 and instead of the d we have put is the 1, and the value of the lambda we have considered is the 0.02. So we get the gain is equals to 1500. Sorry, 15000. Now we discuss about the beam width and directivity of paraboloid. Assuming a large circular aperture, the beam width between the first null, that means f and bw, can be expressed as 140 lambda upon d. So we can find the beam width of the first null by using this equation in the degree, where the d is indicate the diameter of circular aperture of the antenna, and lambda is, we know that the free space wavelength in the meter. Similarly, f and bw for uniformly illuminated rectangular aperture is given by f and bw is equals to 115 lambda upon n, and the half power beam width for the large circular aperture can be expressed as, that means HPBW, half power beam width, we can write as HPBW is equals to 58 lambda upon d. So we can find out the f and bw for the circular aperture by using this equation, for rectangular aperture by using this equation, and the half power bandwidth of the circular aperture we can find out by using this equation number 3. The directivity of uniformly illuminated aperture is given by d is equals to 4 pi ae upon lambda square. For circular aperture, ae is equals to pi d by 2 square. So we know that it's nothing but the pi d square by 4. Hence, we can write the directivity equation as a d is equals to pi square d by 2 square. So when we solve this, so we get d is equals to 9.87 d by lambda square. Thus, from above equation, it is clear that a sharp concentrated pencil beam can be easily obtained at microwave frequency using paraboloid as illustrated in the figure. So by using this paraboloid antenna, we can design an antenna that has the concentrated, that means sharp concentrated pencil beam. Now, feed system of paraboloid reflect antenna. The source placed at the focus is called primary radiator, while the reflector is called as a secondary radiator. We know that we have placed the source, it is known as the primary antenna, and the reflector is known as the secondary antenna. The primary radiator is called a feed radiator, or simply feed we can say. The simplest type of feed that can be used is a dipole antenna. In such case, the spacing between the dipole is as the trival element and the parasitic reflector is 0.125 lambda. That means the spacing between the primary and secondary antenna is 0.125 lambda. In some case, a dipole along with a planned reflector space 0.4 lambda apart from the dipole is also used. It is shown in this figure. Now, in some case, an end-fire array of dipole is used as a feed radiator as shown in this figure. The most widely used feed system in the parabolic reflector antenna is the horn antenna. Now, mostly in the dish TV we have seen the reflector with the horn antenna used. The horn antenna feed with the waveguide. Now we discuss about the important feeding system is the Cassegrain feed system. So here this is the diagram for the Cassegrain feed system. So the Cassegrain feed system, the feed radiator is placed at the vertex of the parabola reflector instead of the placing at the focus. So here in this figure we see in the feed we have used the horn antenna, and it is placed at the vertex of the parabola, and normally we place the feed antenna in the focus of the parabola, but instead of that we have placed here. This system used as a hyperboloid reflector placed such that it's one of the foci coincide with the focus of the parabolic reflector. Now we discuss about the advantages of this feeding system. So it is, first advantage is it reduces the spillover. Second one advantage is focal length greater than the physical focal length can be achieved. Then third one advantage is the system has ability to place a feed at convenient place. Next one is beam can be rotated by adjusting one of the reflector surface. Now there are some disadvantages of this feeding system. So first one is there is a region of lock ray in front of the Cassegrain reflector. So there is some ray is blocked due to this feeding system. Some of the radiation from the parabolic reflector are blocked by the hyperboloid reflector. Now the next one feeding system is the offset feed system. The paraboloid reflector can be fed using λ/2 antenna with a small ground plane or the horn antenna as shown in the figure. In both the cases, the reflected wave from the paraboloid reflector cause mismatch and interaction at the primary antenna. So, also the primary antenna blocks the central portion of the aperture, which increase the minor loops effectively. So here, due to this blocking, there is a minor loops are present. So to overcome the aperture blocking effect due to the dependence of the secondary reflector dimension on the distance between the feed and the sub-reflector, the offset feed system as shown in this figure is used. Now the disadvantages of parabolic reflector antenna. So there are some disadvantages of this antenna. First one is it cannot be used at the low frequency. So we cannot use this antenna at a very low frequency. The second one disadvantage is the main beam is pencil shaped and it surrounded by the number of the side loop producing electromagnetic interference. Third one disadvantage is at the edge of the paraboloid deflection take place resulting in side loops. So here the side loop is also present. The feed antenna cannot be located at the focus exactly. Now next one disadvantage is the paraboloid is not illuminated uniformly and taper at the edge leading to the smaller capture area. So these are the disadvantages of parabolic reflector. Now we discuss about the example. One example we calculate. Calculate the gain in dB and beam width of the parabolic reflector of 4 meter diameter. 12 GHz frequency is given. The reflector has overall efficiency 65 given. So here the D diameter is given 4 meter. Frequency is given 12 GHz is nothing but 5 into 10 raised to 9 Hz, and K, that means efficiency, is given the 0.65. So first we calculate the gain. So we have the equation Gp is equals to 4 pi A0 upon lambda square. So first we calculate the A0. So for the A0 we have equation K into A, and we know that A is nothing but pi d square by 4, or we can also write pi into d by 2 square. So we get the A0 is equals to 8.1681. And we also calculate the lambda by using this equation. Lambda is equal to C by F, and we know that the C is nothing but a 3 into 10 raised to 8, and frequency is given 5 into 10 raised to 9. So we get the lambda is equal to 0.06 meter. And by putting the value of this lambda and A0, we get the gain is equal to 281,204. And now we convert this gain into dB, and we know that the equation for the 10 log dB. So we get that GP is equal to 44.55 dB. So this is the gain of the antenna. Now the beam width is given by FNBW. We can calculate by using this equation, 140 lambda by D, and we have the lambda value 0.06. So we get the FNBW is equal to 2.1 degree. So here the beam width is very narrow. That's why it is known as a pencil beam antenna. Now we calculate also second one example. Calculate the gain null to null beam width, that means FNBW, and half power beam width of parabolic reflector of 2 meter diameter at 5 GHz. So here the diameter D is equals to 2 meter, and the frequency is the 5 into 10 raised to -9 hertz. And so first we calculate the lambda. So we have this equal to lambda is equals to C by F. So value for the C is a 3 into 10 raised to 8, and the F is given, that means frequency is a 5 into 10 raised to 9. So we get the lambda is equals to 0.06 meter. And we have FNBW equation is a 140 lambda by D, and we have the lambda value 0.06 meter, and D is also given is 2. So we get the first null beam width is equal to 4.2 degree. Also we can calculate half power beam width 58 lambda by D. So value of the lambda and D when we place, so we get the HPBW is equal to 2.1 degree. And the gain we can calculate by using this equation, 6.4 D by lambda square, and value of D is equal to 2 and lambda is equal to 0.06. So we get the gain is equal to 711.1, and when we calculate into dB, so we get the 38.51 dB gain. So this is the gain for this antenna. So in this antenna, we complete this chapter, reflector antenna, and in this lecture we have discussed about the parabolic reflector antenna, then what is the paraboloid, then we discuss about the types of the paraboloid, and then we discuss about the feed system of the parabolic reflector, disadvantage of the parabolic reflector, and we calculate examples of the reflector antenna. Thank you.